Welcome back, everyone. This is Midnight Strike, and I know what you're thinking. Book of Souls, Iron Maiden album, leaked last night, and you're reviewing a classic, a Star Wars game? What are you thinking, Midnight? Well, here's what I'm thinking. I haven't listened to it yet. It is a very long album, and as I have a child and commitments and work and all that stuff, I haven't had the time to really sit down and listen to a full album unless it's at work where I am actually allowed to listen to music. But as I am looking for new work or new jobs, that's not going to last for too long. So basically this is how I operate and listen to new music is sit down in front of my computer while I do something and listen to the music. But with that out of the way, I'm just going to say welcome back to another classic review, everyone. I am Midnight Strike 3625, and this is going to be a review of one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time. It is an action RPG entitled, well, Best of PC, yeah, but right here, main character, or one of the main characters in the game, is called Knights of the Old Republic. It should be the second one on the left, right there. And this is one of my favorite games for a number of reasons, but let's just start with the customization. You can customize practically anything. You can create your own character, which is a very fine rarity in most Star Wars games. Usually you set out with a preset character or classes, such as in the older Battlefront games. Now, I know that the EA Battlefront is going to be coming out with some customizable classes, but it's not going to have any preset infantry. So, a little disappointed about that, but that is a different video for a different day. Today we're going to be focusing on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, a adventure that is actually set sometime before the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, about 4,000 years before the prequels, and you star as a Jedi that lost his memory, his or her memory, because you can choose to be either male or female, and the entire character plot, basically the entire side plot and romance plots and all these different side missions open up either way you go. And what's really cool about this is it opens up the idea of a karma-based system. This is probably where, I'm going to guess, Infamous actually got their karma system from, because it's very similar, except for the fact in this one it's a little bit more fleshed out, as for each action you can either get light side points or dark side points, and it fluctuates per choice that you make. In Infamous, you just make karmic decisions every once in a while before missions, and it'll kind of influence your karmatic state there. But I actually really like it a lot better here, because it just seems a lot more fleshed out. And even in the sequel, Knights of the Old Republic 2, they take this to a whole nother level by letting you influence the karmatic state of that of your party. So if you go dark, your party may as well go dark, or some of them may resist your charm. So last time I played it, I actually had it to where everyone in my entire party hated me, but they still followed me. So, you know, there's a lot of different dialogue that opens up. There's a lot of different choices to be made in this game. Actually, this game is pretty much entirely based off of the choices that you make. And different choices that you make can affect different things, even the very ending of the entire game. So already, it's a very plot-heavy and story-driven game, but it has a really, really neat combat system and just really awesome, quirky gameplay. I don't know. Some of the things that even some of the characters say is just really, you gotta scratch your head and be like, you know, I actually had an itch there. But you gotta scratch your head and say, wow, they actually put that in there? I wouldn't have guessed that. This is a Star Wars game. You don't see that too often. Like, for instance, HK-47, calling all humans organic meatbags, and basically constantly bothering you and badgering you and bugging you to go out and kill something. He is basically a mass-murdering robot. He is a assassin droid. HK stands for Hunter Killer, and I guess he's the 47th, maybe, in the series, or model number 47. But either way, the cast of characters fits pretty much perfectly together. It's a very tightly knit community of your party, and I believe there's like 9 characters to choose from. I'm not entirely sure on the exact amount, but there's 9 characters in your party, and you can play as each and every one of them, but as soon as you go up to talk to someone, it'll just switch back to your main character. And one of the things that actually keeps you from abusing the area system, where you get found by an enemy and then you just go into another area and respawn, is that it won't let you do that. It won't let you exit the area unless you have your entire party with you. And if your party is dead halfway across the area, there's no way you're running from that. So you can't abuse the system. So another thing that I really like about this is the fact that in fighting all of these enemies, you get really awesome force powers if you're a Jedi. You get really unique battle upgrades if you're a droid, and different guns and blasters and vibroblades and different weapons that you can customize down to a science. There's 3 slots, and you can customize them and put basically whatever upgrade you want in them, and it will affect various stats. And also, as this is a RPG, an action RPG, there is a level up system. One downfall to this, though, is that the level up system caps off at 20, but it doesn't really matter because there is a fixed number of enemies in the game, so it's a little bit more linear. You can't level grind. That's one thing that is kind of unique, but also kind of off-putting from this game, is you cannot level grind. One of the things with that is there's a set number of enemies, as I stated before, but the cap also prevents you from doing that as well. So if you like level grinding, if you like spending all your time in one area to soup up your character, then this probably won't be the game for you. But if you like a very plot-driven, story-heavy game with lots of great dialogue and lots of great, memorable characters, then definitely check this one out. There's lots of different weapons, lots of different items to be had. I've pretty much lost count of all of the different side quests that I've gone on, and I've beaten this game like 2 or 3 times. Now, Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords, the one that comes after this, you might want to hold off on playing until you've beaten this game. I actually made the mistake when I first played it of playing the Sith Lords first, and going back to Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, things started making a lot more sense, but I was very confused when playing the Sith Lords, just because I didn't really know what was going on. So, very plot-heavy, story-driven. You really gotta know what's going on. You really gotta pay attention to all the details. The devil is in the details, and you gotta play this to completion, man. I mean, really. You gotta play this to completion. Sit down and actually play all the various side quests, because it opens up a ton of different dialogue situations, and it pretty much advances your character development to the next level. So, with that, I'm going to rate this game probably a 9.3 out of 10. I was thinking 9.2, but 9.3. The only reason this game does not get higher than that is because of the level cap and because of the linearity of the title. Other than that, the game is practically flawless. I mean, you got mods, you got it on your Xbox. You can get it on your Xbox, actually. That's another thing that I forgot. I actually have the PC version right here in a compilation of the best of PC. Comes with Empire at War, Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Battlefront, which is I actually have for PS2. Star Wars, what is it? Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, I had to read it, and Republic Commando. So, I highly recommend this pack, because not only do you get an amazing game right here, Knights of the Old Republic, but you get all of this. The only game you can't play anymore is Star Wars Galaxies, and that's because they shut off the servers a couple of years back because it wasn't as popular as some of the other games, and plus it had kind of run its course. It was an MMO. But the rest of the 5 games work and are some of the best in the Star Wars catalog, especially, pre-Disney acquisition. One might say that they're not canon anymore, but if you've seen any of my posts on the Star Wars pages, I view everything that came before Disney as canon, with the exception of obvious cartoons and different comic books that don't really count. But I'm talking video games, licensed video games such as this, The Force Unleashed, Republic Commando, Star Wars Battlefront 2 with the 501st, all that stuff will fit in perfectly with the canon, even with The Force Awakens. I mean, The Force Awakens is set far off in the distant future, so I don't see how this is really messing with it. Anyways, we're kind of getting off on a tangent, so I'm going to rate this 9.3 out of 10. Like I said, awesome title. Meant to be played with a mouse, though, so if you're thinking about getting the Xbox version, don't. It's on the original Xbox. Came out in 2003. Get the PC version. I guarantee you'll be able to play it. I can play it on my laptop with like minimal settings, and I can play it on high. So yeah, you can play it. Trust me. It's on Steam as well, but like I said, I would probably get the best of PC version, so you can also enjoy some of these games. So with that, thank you very much for watching. This is Midnight Strike 3625, and keep calm and rock on.